Well, lawmakers are asking the FDA to investigate a new energy drink from YouTube stars Logan Paul and KSI that seems to target kids. The drink is called Prime Energy and has 200 milligrams of caffeine, as the equivalent to more than 2 cups of coffee, roughly 6 cans of Coke, or 2.5 cans of Red Bull, right? That's a shocking number. So here to talk a little bit more about this is our 9 Health expert, Dr. Kohli. Dr. Kohli, that level of caffeine seems unsafe for anybody.
Yes, yes. And so what's bad about energy drinks is they're larger volume. They have not just caffeine, but other components as well that can cause adverse effects. And when it comes to our kids, Jordan, the American Academy of Pediatrics is very clear on this. There is no role for energy drinks whatsoever in kids up to the age of 17, even really in adults, we shouldn't be drinking them, but especially in our kids. And if we are consuming caffeine, that dose should really be restricted between 12 and 17 to less than 100 milligrams.
Kids
So
have
this
enough
is double.
natural energy as it is, right? Like you don't need to
Right.
give them all the energy drinks as well. And there are some serious health concerns when it comes to it.
There are, and as I was mentioning, it's not just the caffeine, but energy drinks have everything bad. So a lot of sugar. Now, Prime itself markets itself as a zero sugar drink, which is a trendy marketing trick, so it doesn't have as much sugar, but it still has a lot of the other herbal stimulants.
You have to make up for it somewhere else, right?
Right, and so in addition to caffeine, you have ginseng, you have guarana, you have taurine, you have all of these other things that bind to the same receptors as caffeine and have many of the same downstream effects. So when you're talking about an effective dose of caffeine, it's actually a lot higher than what's on the label. And because these drinks are not FDA regulated, they're not held to a high standard. So sometimes what could actually be in the drink could be several-fold higher than what they're even writing on the label.
What you describe sounds pretty scary. So is this something that maybe the FDA should look at regulating?
You know, in my opinion, very much so, because we forget that caffeine is a drug, and we forget that this drug can have some potentially dangerous effects, including things like cardiac arrhythmias. And if you're talking about young kids having access to this, their volume, their body size is a lot smaller. So the same dose of caffeine can have potentially more toxic effects in our kids. Now, the counter side to the argument is that the FDA is already so burdened with all the drugs and all the other things that it has out there. But in my opinion, at the very least, it should come with a warning label on it so that people, especially kids who don't quite understand the risks, know what it is that they're consuming.
Well, you were saying people have died from energy drinks. I mean, this is a big deal.
This is a big deal, and we're becoming the energy drink culture. You know, we're drinking it before we work out, we're drinking it for finals, we're drinking it to help us get through the day, we're drinking it before concerts, and so it's somehow become more socially accepted than the sodas and some of the other things we were doing before, but in a way it's even more dangerous because it has a lot more of the bad ingredients.
If we're telling people that maybe they should steer clear of this, let's help them out and give them some alternatives. What's something they can replace these drinks with?
You know, a lot of our natural behaviors determine our energy. So the way that our brain is programmed, we release hormones in the morning, cortisol, that get our energy levels up. And so having good sleep hygiene is a really great way to boost your energy levels. Drinking lots of water, especially in the summer, because that hydration really helps our body make those stress hormones that build our energy and help us
And you should
stay
really do
alert.
that first thing in the morning when you wake up.
That's right. Yeah, there's really good evidence for doing that. It's almost like a palate cleanser,
Yeah.
so to speak, first thing in the morning. I try to do that myself. And meditation, exercise, all of those things are natural ways to boost our energy. But we really have to be careful because as a cardiologist, I'm seeing more and more arrhythmias, more and more problems, digestive problems, but even some of the mental health, anxiety, personality problems. And then in our kids, you think about the impact on their growth,
Yeah.
the impact on their hormones, all of the other things that we don't even yet know the answers to.
Yeah, it's scary, especially because they're marketing it towards kids, it seems oftentimes. Dr. Kohli, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.